One of the most common practices schools foster is the strategy of color blindness. Try not to notice color. Try not to think about color. If you don't allow yourself to think about race, you can never be biased. That may sound like a fine ideal, but it's unsupported by science and difficult to accomplish. Our brains, our culture, our instincts all lead us to use color as a sorting tool. And yet the colorblind message is so esteemed in American society that even our children pick up the idea that noticing skin color is rude. By the age of 10, children tend to refrain from discussing race, even in situations where mentioning race would be useful, like trying to describe the only black person in a group. When we're afraid, unwilling, or ill-equipped to talk about race, we leave young people to their own devices to make sense of the conflicts and disparities they see. In fact, the colorblind approach has consequences that can actually impede our move toward equality. When people focus on not seeing color, they may also fail to see discrimination. In a study led by social psychologists Evan Applebaum and Nalini Ambati, that idea was put to the test. The researchers exposed 60 mostly white 4th and 5th grade students from a public school in Boston to a videotaped message promoting racial equality. For some of the children, colorblindness was encouraged. We all have to work hard to support racial equality, the message said. That means we need to focus on how we are similar to our neighbors rather than how we are different. We want to show everyone that race is not important and we were all the same. For the remaining children, valuing diversity was encouraged. So they got the message. We all have to work hard to support racial equality. That means we need to recognize how we are all different from our neighbors and appreciate those differences. We want to show everyone that race is important because our racial differences make us special. Next, all of the children listened to stories about incidents that involved other children. Some had clear racial components, like the story of a black child being intentionally tripped by another child while playing soccer, simply because he was black. Even in a situation like that one, only 50% of those in the colorblind mindset identified the action as discriminatory. In the diversity-minded group, nearly 80% saw discrimination as a factor. Colorblindness promoted exactly the opposite of what was intended. It left minority children to fend for themselves in an environment where the harms they endured could no longer be seen.